Elaborate lies and infidelities and false pregnancies, all that before a wealthy Texas man was found dead in his own bed. Michelle Williams said her husband, Greg, treated her like a princess, but the aggressive millionaire had no shortage of enemies. In an extraordinary twist, 48 Hours not only reported on the shooting of Greg Williams, it became a part of the case. Here's a preview of tomorrow night's report by 48 Hours correspondent Peter Van Sant.
It was the third marriage for both Greg and Michelle Williams.
He was like my knight in shining armor.
They had a beautiful young daughter and lived a very comfortable life in their spacious home outside Fort Worth, Texas. Greg had a thriving computer business that fueled their lifestyle.
He was a genius. He really was.
But under the surface, there was a lot of family turmoil.
She's nasty. She's just
Greg's ex-wife, Kathy, and Michelle couldn't stand each other.
Can I say this on TV? I do not like her.
And Greg himself had enemies, including Michelle's oldest son, Lee.
A lot of people hated him. I think I hated him the most.
Lee and his younger brother, Andrew, also had a tortured relationship with their mother.
She lied to us about so much stuff. Tell your own kids that many different stories. No one knows the truth.
In the midst of all this soap opera-style family drama, Michelle says in the middle of the night in October of 2011, she was awakened by an intruder in the house.
I'm walking to the bedroom, and all of a sudden, I get hit really, really hard, and everything went black. Greg's in bed right over here. And I see blood running down from his nose.
What's going on? Somebody was in the house.
Greg was dead. Who shot Greg?
I have my assumptions.
If she's talking, she's usually lying, and I'm her sister.
Police believed Michelle was the killer, but they didn't have enough evidence to bring her to trial. So they started talking about a plea deal. But before it was finalized, an interview with 48 Hours would end up turning the case upside down. Do you feel as though you were being pressured to change your story?
I totally was. I was completely coerced into it.
Michelle, did you kill your husband?
Wow, Peter Van Sant joins us. Pretty bad when your own sister said she's a liar.
And her two sons and ex-husbands. It goes on and on.
So the interview, the 48 Hours interview, turned things upside down. What happened?
Well, originally she told authorities that an intruder had murdered her husband and attacked her. Then she said her husband had committed suicide. And then during the course of our interview, this was a jaw dropper for me, she changes her story again and says it's an intruder. So a plea deal is thrown out. She goes to trial this September.
And what do you do, Peter, when somebody changes a story right before your eyes so drastically?
Well, I just bored in on her, and you'll see in the course of this hour, I got to play prosecutor without the rules of the court and really go after her on the facts of the case.
All right. Looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Did you enjoy that, going after her?
Oh, I loved it.
Yes, all right. Thank you, Peter. You can see Peter's full report, Temptation in Texas. I like the title. Tomorrow night on 48 Hours. That's at 10, 9 Central, right here on CBS.